What was the almost match about? Did the guy really get hurt at the start? Because, well, obviously he didn't, because nobody came to see about him. So he was obviously hurt in a working way, because he goes down from one clothesline and just, well, let's back up, folks. If you didn't see it, and bless you if you didn't. Almost the 7 foot, whatever, 400-pound giant, who is amazing because he can be both scary and comical at the same time, had a handicap match against both of the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivan, Igor, whatever the other guy's name is. The guys that used to be a good tag team called War Machine before they got dressed up like goddamn lunatics.
Weren't they were they the Viking Express the first night? Was that
they
what it
may
was?
have been, but you know, fucking Giorgio Moroder yanked their entrance music and they couldn't be an Express anymore. So what happens is the match starts, and Almost, and we call him Almost, ladies and gentlemen. I think you can see now, everybody understands this, because he's almost, but not quite ready to be on television. Almost and the Bald Raider did 15 seconds of a fake-looking fight, and then Almost clotheslined the guy coming off the ropes, and the Raider, the Viking, rolled to the floor and was counted out by the referee, and he's laying there, and it takes his partner like to the count of 6 or 7 to even come around and see about him like that. The point is, it wasn't, by wrestling standards of today, a devastating looking bump or a devastating looking clothesline. You see multiple segments or multiple times in multiple segments on every show, people surviving and thriving after something like this. But this guy rolls out on the floor and just lays there and is counted out and never does get up. And the partner goes around to check on him and is there when he's counted out. So after he's counted out, the other Viking gets up on the apron of the ring and Almost comes over. And did he hit him with that kick? or did he kind of get his leg stuck over the rope and the guy just rolled off?
Not quite certain.
And so this big Viking rolls off the apron and lands on his partner. And I mean, there's goddamn been people struck by a strong wind that have been, but this guy stayed down. Apparently they said, don't get up under any circumstances. So this guy's down. And then the interviewer gets in the ring to interview Mr. Almost for 15 seconds. And that's when he says, I will dominate everyone, in his, voice.
Is that what he sounds like?
Dominate everyone. Except for the dentist. It looks like the dentist has not been in there in a while. Anyway, at that point, they play Bobby Lashley's music. And here comes Bobby Lashley. And I wrote, and this is a quote in capital letters, certainly fucking not. No MVP. Bobby out there on his own. So people are chanting Bobby, Bobby, because they like Bobby Lashley. He's been featured. He's been used. The last time we saw him, he was unfortunately fucking concussed in that Elimination Chamber match and couldn't, do anything. But they get up in each other's face and Almost pie faces him. And Lashley gives him a tackle and he no-sells it. And he squeezes Lashley's face. And is trash-talking him with his big, and Lashley gives him another tackle. And then he doesn't sell that one. And then Lashley runs and ducks a clothesline and comes off the other side and gives Almost a tackle, and they both go down. And Almost rolls out. And they both stand there and point at the WrestleMania sign. And that's it. And Lashley commits career suicide by agreeing to what already stands to reason will be the absolute worst WrestleMania match ever. And I know some people are saying, wait a minute, Giant Gonzalez or some celebrity.
Uncle Elmer versus Adrian Adonis.
Uncle Elmer versus Adrian Adonis. But no, because Lashley, no matter what the finish or the booking or what they do or how long it goes, Lashley will come out of this looking a lot worse. It is standing in the wrestling community as he did going in. I promise you. Because Omos ain't ready, and he definitely ain't ready for Bobby Lashley, because to not diminish one of those guys takes more ability, honestly, than both of them have. Because Lashley would have to be goddamn, pick your favorite greatest worker of all time, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, fucking Luthez, whoever, to go in and look in any way like he needs to look against Omos. Your thoughts, Brian?
First of all, I hope MVP's not let go. I hope they bring him back and do something with him. Maybe he helps Lashley win the match. They made a big deal out of the fact that this is the first time Omos has ever left his feet. Did you hear that?
Well, yes. And hey, again, that is Wrestling 101. The Giant taking his first bump ever would be a big deal. And that's, I'm sure, what Vince had in his unfortunately now age-fogged mind. But it would only be a big deal if any of this had looked good or been exciting up until then. The match was, I mean, the people were sitting there, even the fans, their most ardent fans that had paid money to sit there live are sitting there going, what the fuck is going on here? What is this? The match sucked. The promo was nothing. And the physical confrontation between Lashley and Omos leading up to the big bump was a shits. So under those circumstances, no, that is where your rule of thumb of wrestling goes out the window. It doesn't automatically work. Just because the Giant takes his first bump ever doesn't mean that's going to be a memorable moment if everything the previous 5 minutes leading up to it stunk like pond water. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think that the match at WrestleMania, I mean, you're predicting it'll be an all-time bad match. Do you think coming out of that match they say, hey, let's keep going with Almost? Or do you think they say, you know what? Maybe you should do something else. Perhaps a career in coding.
I was actually going to give a pithy response, such as, no, there's no reason to cut off the Giant experiment now, but there's also no reason to expect that it's going to pay big dividends. But you see, there's always a reason to expect that Codecademy is going to pay you big dividends, because it's going to teach you a brand new career. And folks, there's never been a better time to get a new job than right now. You've heard about, what are they calling it, the Great Resignation, where people are just saying, take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more, because they want something different. They want to advance themselves. They want to make a fortune. They want to rule small South American countries. They want to own private islands in the Pacific where they can wait out pending nuclear warfare. And you can do all those things with Codecademy, because the people at Codecademy are the ones that are causing all this. The computers are running the world, and the Codecademy graduates are running the computers. That's why, if you look, everyone who has graduated Codecademy has a webbing between their thumb and their forefinger. That's the way you can tell them. If you can't see the webbing between their thumb and their forefinger, look, their little pinky finger will not bend.
There's no webbing, and anyone who uses Codecademy has nothing to fear about in terms of appendages having weird growths.
Well, no, because then you can tell the people who are running the computers because of certain attributes. And also, if they get killed, run over, shot, or anything like that, they will burst into a red glow, and then all trace of them will vanish. That's so people can't go back and learn the secrets of Codecademy. Folks, Codecademy can help you reach your coding goals and your full potential that your boss may not recognize, but Codecademy does. You can learn technical skills to advance your career or start a totally new one. Over 50 million people already know that Codecademy is the best way to learn to code because they not only teach you the job-ready coding skills, but also help you build unique projects for your portfolio, earn certificates, prep for technical interviews, even learn the secrets of how to detect the lizard people living underneath the earth.
There are no lizard people. Will you stop with this? You're going back to the lizard people again?
Well, that's because they're giving us the hints.
Who?
What do coding languages, what are they called? Python, Hitmos, with the forked tongue. It's all clues to point us in the right direction, such as tailored career advice and recommendations based on your strengths and interests. Your strengths and interests, if you're into reptiles, that's a definite plus. Get instant feedback. Your code that you write is tested as soon as you submit it. And once they grade it and tell you whether you're on the right track or not, they're going to make you eat it. You can't leave any trace. You write the code.
They don't make you eat anything. Let's be clear.
The code, they check it, and then you eat it so nobody else can steal your work because we don't want this shit getting out. There's an interactive platform that you can log into and learn by doing things. Every once in a while, you will hear a small explosion across town. That's only indicating that what you're doing is having an effect.
No. Let's not joke about that. There will be no explosions, and you will not be causing any explosions with the skills you learn from our fine sponsor at Codecademy.
Well, wait a minute. What if you go through Codecademy and you learn how to code and you get a job with the U.S. government and they put you on the modern day version of the Manhattan Project and you write all the code and something blows up? You could blow something up with Codecademy. But we encourage you to only do it if you're supposed to. Some of these accidental explosions are not doing anybody any good. Join the over 50 million people learning to code with Codecademy and see where coding can take you. Get 15% off your Codecademy Pro membership when you go to Codecademy.com and use the promo code EXPERIENCE. Codecademy.com, promo code EXPERIENCE, 15% off of Codecademy Pro, the best way to learn to code. By the way, that is CODECADEMY.com.